They told me, you can't do that here, Beanie. It might sound good in one of your books, but this is a construction site. You can't build a learning environment here. But I didn't start with a touchy-feely feel-good program or some poster. It started with a shelf. One shelf, a few books, a marble, a cricket ball, and a football. That's how you build a learning environment. Not with noise, but with signals. Signals that say, we improve here and we think here. We actually give a about getting better together. Human beings don't just need motivation. They need a purpose, autonomy, and a shot at mastery. When you build that into your environment, your team will grow and they will improve. And what happens next is they start to own the change with you. You want to build your culture? Start with a shelf. You already know the number, the one that should be on your board. Because the moment it's visible, everything changes. There's no hiding, there's no making up stories, there's no we're on track when you know that you're not, and that's uncomfortable. So what do? Keep it buried, keep it hidden in spreadsheets, reports, or in someone's email inbox. Now, unfortunately, I didn't come up with this idea myself. Learned from a story about Andrew Carnegie and Andrew Carnegie and Charles Schwab. One of them tells the stories. Apparently, it's often recounted by Charles Schwab, and it was Andrew Carnegie that did it. I don't know. I wasn't actually there, but I know that it works. Anyway, they were making these, what they call them? Key partner, key number of heats, some sort of ring they were making in a foundry. And they couldn't get the production up on this thing. I think it was 6 in a shift was the max. Couldn't get past, couldn't break through it. Should have been able to do a lot better. I had one of their gun superintendents apparently tried for quite a while to get the number up. Couldn't get it up. Carnegie's got the shits with it one day, gone down, allegedly, as again, I didn't actually see it. He went up to the bloke and said, how many heats do we do on that shift? He goes, 6. I'll make Carnegie writes a 6 on the ground. Night shift comes in next morning as a 7. Guess what day shift did? 8, 9, 10. I think it doubled. It went over. I don't know what the end figure was. Quantum physics says the mere act of observation changes the experiment. I've seen it firsthand. That story, what I wrote when I went onto that job, and this is where we get hung up on tools. Don't have the right tools. Haven't got a dashboard. Haven't got the right report. You don't understand, Beanie. You don't understand what we're up against. All it took was this thing here. Texter. It was actually a blue one. Let's get the right texter on there. Right whiteboard marker. A blue whiteboard marker and a whiteboard. I have whiteboards put up on the job. If you can't put a whiteboard up, here's a red hot tip for you. Go to Officeworks and get yourself one of these. $80. Don't need a permit or anything else, penetration permit or anything else that sticks on the wall. Go to whiteboard. Write the figure up there. Write that up there. I used to track it Sunday to Monday. Track the full week. I used to write numbers up 1,200 and it would go down 11, sometimes 1,000, up and down, like a yo-yo. Okay? People started paying attention and it went up to, climbed from 1,200 and we hit 15. So when we hit 15, I kept tracking it and I wrote 18 over here. That was the next target. Went through 18. 2,100 was the next one I wrote up there. Went through 24, 21, 2,400. We went up to a ridiculous number that no one would report in the end because they we're making a rob for our back here by reporting this number because they're going to want us to be able to do this all the time. You know what the funny bit was? You know how people always talk about we need to get work fronts open. We need to get more work fronts open. So we got more work for the people at the front line to do. No. You need to reduce your WIP works in progress. Finish what you start. When we hit that 4,400, the guys were literally boxed in onto the end of the project and they couldn't go anywhere else. They had to focus and they had to finish. And the numbers went through the roof. Anyway, I'm not going to harp on that anymore. Don't believe me that it works. Get a pen. I think it might be $90 actually, it's about $88. Get Officeworks, get one of those, put it on the wall, write the number up. But don't do it once, every now and again. Everything I do is called the daily loop. Not when you feel like it loop. And trust me, today, we're on day 121. I didn't feel like doing ORCA or doing this today. Been all day working with a client, good client, great people. Last thing I felt like doing when I come home was, I had to do another meeting actually, that I did, got done. Last thing I felt like doing was hitting a live button, go live and do another ORCA session. That's exactly what we're doing. It's not called the once a week loop, once a fortnight loop, or when you fucking feel like it loop. It's the daily loop. Day 121. Let's get ORCA out, right? Yeah, the business. Oh, we're only at 7 minutes. We're going to get 15, so we at least get one box up for today, a practice. It is Tuesday. I didn't give myself a cross yesterday. 24th of March 2026. The time is 5:48 p.m. and we're in Beanie's office. Didn't give myself my little reward. Cross the day off. What is the objective for this mission? One only. Today's mission was to get a meeting done with some lads up in Darwin. Not quite. They weren't my team. They were talking to me about a who position. The lads were up in Darwin, D-A-R-W-I-N, Northern Australia, not down. Yes. It's not more how. More how doesn't fix this. It's people who step up and become the who, that do the how. How in itself, trying to work it all out, slow and painful. Get some coaching, work with someone, get up here. That's how you get the highest probability, and you do it with speed. Highest probability of it working. What result did you get? Meeting has been completed and we have the next steps in place. Yes. I still haven't swapped over to booze. But we'll sort that out. What caused those results? Meetings were scheduled in. All of these lives have been a key driver behind it because they've seen the process that I've been running and they're keen to implement it on their site. So it's consistency. Consistency is probably the thing, and that has caused this result. Consistent execution, visibility of the process led to interest in the meeting being secured. Is that correct? Yes. This. Yes. What's the new actions on your whiteboard? Oh, I'm going to walk over to the whiteboard. Getting old and I don't feel like doing it. Guess what? Do it anyway. They're going to be the same again. Run live. 24th, 24th, 24th. I didn't put do not disturb on. I'm dragging my ass a bit here today. Get over here. What's the definition of done for task 1? What is it? Live published. The live is published onto LinkedIn and YouTube. Handover notes are completed, ready to hand over to mocks. ORCA session in progress. Complete debrief. Why do you keep asking this question? We've already done this. We're up to definition of done for task 3. Attend the client's premises and spend the day with them. Yes. We just need to get through this week. Just need to get the mission completed for a couple of days. Then we can sort this out on the weekend. There you go. Just write the copy, write the handover, and that's me done. 12 minutes and 57 seconds. We haven't done one this short for quite a while. What I need to do is find an outro video now for you. This one might be joint Skool. Industry doesn't need more how. How do we do this? We've got plenty of how. It needs who's. They're going to stand up, start running this on their site. If that's you, head across, jump into Skool. Skool with a K. SK, see it down the bottom there. skool.com/scrum/about. Q1 is done in about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. Week left. Have you hit the figures? Is your team on track? Do you need a reset? Is it time to hit Q2 like you should have hit the start in Q1? Man, I struggled to get that out. Anyway, get across to Skool. We'll speak soon. In the book, Turn the Ship Around, David Marquette flipped the script. Instead of his crew asking him for permission, they started saying, I intend to. It created responsibility, confidence, and initiative. His crew stopped waiting and they started leading. In today's world, incremental gains alone aren't going to cut it. Most teams are anchored to what they think is realistic. So they aim for a 10% gain and they call that ambitious. But as Joe Polish is famous for saying, if you want to make a breakthrough, sometimes you got to break some things. The first thing you need to break is what your team's anchored to, then find your real constraint and work out what moves the needle. If you want to see how I do that in the Unboxed workshop, then here's a sneak peek.